guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Becky, and if you're new here then welcome and thank you so much for clicking on today's video. We are going to be making a DIY autumn wreath. Now this is going to be made using some things that I know you can get hold of, and it's going to be really easy and affordable to make. So I hope you enjoy it, and we might also throw in like one extra craft as well. So without further ado, grab yourself a drink and let's get on with the video. Right, for today's craft you're going to need a few basic items. Now these are all going to be ones that you can pick up from the supermarket or local stores. I will try and link everything down below. The first thing you're going to want is a glue gun. Now if you don't have one, you can easily pick one of these up for really cheap. My glue gun at the moment is out of commission, so I did actually just go to the works and pick this one up. This was £5 and it came with 2 glue sticks, but I also picked up this 100 pack of glue sticks for £5 as well. So for £10 you can pick up a glue gun and some glue sticks, and they're going to last you for a long time, and it's going to be great for all the crafts that we have up and coming. So if you can, definitely invest in one of these. If not, you might be able to do this craft if you have some like little I'm trying to think of what it's called, like floristry wire, because you might be able to kind of like pin that through the sliced oranges and attach that to your base that way. But I am going to be using a glue gun for this. I will link this one in the description below so you can go and get it for yourself. There might be some cheaper ones at the pound shop, but because I was in the works, I just picked this up while I was there. You are also going to want some cardboard. Now I just made this circle. You can make it any size. I just kept it quite small because I didn't want something super big. And this was actually made from a fairy liquid cardboard box. And all I did was get one of my big baking like mixing bowls, and I drew a circle around the outside, and then for the inside circle I just got a smaller baking bowl and did that and cut that out. And this is just going to be a great base for us to make our like wreath on. I also picked up some of this ribbon. This was in my Hobbycraft and Amazon haul a few videos ago. This was on 3 for 2 at the time. I can't remember the exact price, but I will link it in the description down below along with everything else that I've picked up. Then I also got some twine. I don't know actually if I'm going to need this, but I might do just to form like the little hanging hook at the back. So I've just got some of that, but you can just use like normal string or ribbon, whatever you've got lying around really. I also got these 300 pack of autumnal leaves from Amazon. I can't remember how much they were, but I will link it down below. I want to say they were like £3 or something, but for 300 leaves, and they come in loads of different colours as well. I picked those up. I don't know whether I'm going to use them, but I might just use them to fill out some of the bases, so I thought I'd include them anyway. So I've got those. And then the final thing that you're going to want is some dried orange slices. Now these are going to be super expensive to buy in bulk, so all I did was buy a pack of oranges from Morrison's. I think there was a pack of 4 big oranges. You don't want like satsumas or easy peelers, you do want the big oranges. And a pack of 4 I think was about £1.25. And then all I did was just slice them really finely, put them on a baking sheet with some greaseproof paper, and put them in the oven at about 140 degrees fan for 2 hours, turning them in between, just making sure that both sides got dried out. This is super easy to do. If you have an air fryer, you can put it in an air fryer and do it in half the time. But I just put them in my oven and sprinkled them with a little bit of cinnamon to add a really nice smell to them as well. I will link the, is it a recipe? It was like a BBC Good Food type thing that I followed. So I'll link that down below if you did want to just kind of look at it yourself and see how to make them. But it's really easy, so I just chopped up loads of different oranges and they just form these lovely like little autumnal designs. Now the first thing you're going to want to do is heat up your glue gun. Now obviously I've never used this before, so hopefully it works. I've plugged my glue gun in, and then what you're going to want to do is get your cardboard piece. If it does have colour on the back, just put that towards the back so you have like the cardboardy brown colour at the front. Just rip off this little bit of white. And then I'm just going to start by emptying those out. So I've got quite a few orange pieces here. I used 4 oranges for this, and I'd say this is about a 20-25 centimetre wide circle. And then what you're going to want to do is just start with some of your biggest orange pieces. Maybe put some of the ones, if they are a bit thin, put those at the back. And I'm just going to like lay them next to each other. So I'm just going to place them like that. We're not going to glue anything for the time being. I just want to get a feel for how it's all going to look. So I've just covered that layer, and then once you're happy with kind of how that looks, you want to get your next bigger pieces, and then over the middle, so where the 2 oranges meet, you're going to place another orange there, like that. And just see how this looks. With the design, and once you know you've got enough oranges to start with, then you can start glue gunning the base oranges to the cardboard. So I'm happy with how this looks. This is just going to be the base. I am going to add to this. I'm going to bring some more in the middle, but just to start with, I'm going to glue gun this base. So I'll keep these separate because I know this is going to be my top layer, and then hopefully this is heated up. Now I'm just going to get a piece of card to put under the glue gun for any like kind of drips that come out. You don't want to ruin your surface. And all I'm going to do, you can do it orange by orange, but just to speed it up, I'm literally just going to glue gun a line of hot glue on my cardboard, and this will be great for the oranges just to stick to. And we'll just start sticking the oranges on. Make sure that you prefer which side you want at the top. Now my oranges do come over the ridge of the cardboard as well. Now, even though I measured this out, I still have ended up with a bit of overlap here, but that's fine. I'm just making sure that all these are properly stuck to my cardboard. And then I'm just gonna, like I said, place these on to see where I like them. And then I'm going to go in and just glue these individually, so you can see it's starting to kind of form the shape that we're hoping for. So I'm just going to glue gun, literally putting some glue dots in the centre and on the edges, and then just sticking and pressing that down like so, and repeat this for all your orange pieces. Okay guys, so this is what it's currently looking like. Just take that piece of stray glue, and then that's the back. So obviously you're just using this cardboard to really just kind of form a sturdy base to put it all on. Now I don't know if you can see this, but the light coming through those oranges at the moment is absolutely fantastic. I'll show you what it looks like up close. Now I'm really happy with how this is looking as it is, but I think I want to fill out some of this middle section. So what I will do is just place some underneath just to see what it looks like first, because I do have some spare orange slices left. Now I've got some of these odd shape, these odd halves, that could be really good just to sit underneath. And the trick to a good wreath, I find, is that you want to get a range of layers, because that's really going to help bring it to life. Okay, so I don't know whether you can see this, but I'll show you afterwards anyway, and you can obviously have a play about with how you want to do this at home, but I'm actually really happy with how the underneath layers look like, and it does just add that depth to it. And you want to make that these little glue dots stick to your cardboard backing. Okay, so that's what that first one looks like there. So you can just kind of see that it adds a bit more depth to it. And I'm just going to continue doing that with the rest of them, and I'll show you what it looks like after, guys. So hopefully you can start seeing how this is forming with this back layer, just adding a little bit of depth, and I've just stuck it to this back piece of cardboard here. And this is really easy to do, guys. Probably the longest part of this craft is actually drying out your oranges. That does take obviously a bit of time, but on the plus side, it makes your kitchen smell amazing, and it smells so autumnal and like Christmassy as well when you are cooking them in the oven, especially if you do sprinkle a bit of cinnamon on them. So you're kind of getting the benefit of your house smelling lovely and also some cheap orange slices for your crafts, or you can even make your own pot puree with them. And there you really can see it coming into shape. So now that they are stuck on, I'm just going to flip it over, and on the back just make sure that they all are properly attached. Now I'm just going to kind of make this up as I go along. I'm just going to place a few more on and see how it looks, build up like the depth again to it. There really is no right or wrong when you're doing crafts like this, because it's completely up to you how you want the finished piece to end up looking. So I think what I will do is just add this next layer on top. So as I did with all the others, I've just laid it out initially to see kind of what it looks like, and then I'm just going to go in with the glue gun and put some glue dots on the outer edges and one in the middle and stick that on. Don't worry if you get these little like spider webby strays coming off as well. Obviously as you pull in the hot glue it starts setting, but it's really easy to just kind of clear up afterwards. Okay, so now that we've built our little wreath up, I'm quite happy with the amount of orange slices on there. I'm going to just start to see if I want any cinnamon sticks or leaves on as well. Just to see kind of what it looks like. Now all I'm doing is just placing these on first without any glue, just to see if I like what they look like. Currently I do not like what they look like, so let's try the leaves. Again, I'm just placing these on first just to see if I like the positioning of them. I want to add some different colours in because we've got quite a lot of orange on here. So I'm going in with some reds and some purples. Okay guys, cinnamon sticks are a no-go for me personally, but you guys feel free to add whatever you want onto these. I have gone in with some purple and green and some ready orange and yellow leaves. So I don't know if I can hold this up to show you without them falling off. So what I'll do is, I've originally, like I did with the oranges, I've just placed them to see the positioning that I like them in. And then what I'll do is just go in with the glue gun and stick them onto the back side of the wreath. And then I'll show you what it's gonna look like. This is what it's looking like. I'm really happy with how it's turned out so far. And to think that all we've done is use some cardboard from an empty fairy liquid box, some dried oranges and just some leaves from Amazon so far is amazing to make something that looks like this. I'll show you what it looks like up close and then we'll add the next step. The next thing you're going to want to do is figure out which way up you want your wreath. So I think I quite like it this way, so I know that that's going to be my top. And then what we will do is you want to make a little hook, because obviously you're going to hang it on your wall. So all I'm going to do is go in with some of this twine and make a little hook, and I'm going to glue gun that onto the back. So if I get my scissors, make it a good size. I'm going to cut this. I will just knot it at the bottom. Now, to make this a bit more sturdy, what we could have done is actually tie it to the cardboard before we started adding everything on, but I didn't think of that. So if you are watching this, maybe tie it to the cardboard before you start gluing everything on, because it might just make it a bit sturdier. But I will just see whether I can glue gun it and hope that that holds it. So I've decided where I want my top. I'm just going to glue gun this on. And then just to reinforce it, I will actually just go in with a bit of card or something. So I'll just rip some off of this box, just because I had it here. In fact, I've got some scissors, so I can just cut that down. And then what I'll do is just put that over the hot glue, just to make sure that that's reinforced. You just want to make sure you press and hold that till it sets. Once it's set, it should be able to hold itself. And then to add a tiny bit more jazz to it, if you have a really big ribbon, that'd probably look absolutely stunning, but I don't, so I'm just going to go in with some of this smaller green ribbon and make a little bow to hang over it. Now, let's see how to do this. I'm just going to tie it first and see what it looks like. Obviously with a bigger ribbon, it'd probably look a bit more like expensive. Is that the word that I'm looking for? If I can remember how to tie a bow, guys. In fact, do you know what's going to be better? If you don't have some thick ribbon, you can use your thinner ribbon, and instead of actually tying a bow, you can just fold one into shape with your glue gun. So you're just going to end up kind of making one side and glue gunning that into place, and then making the other side and doing the same. I'll just cut this. And then measure out the same for the other side. So you've got two pieces of ribbon the same length. And then literally, I'll tidy that out of the way. All I'm gonna do is just fold it in half so it kind of like sticks out there, and put a little glue dot just at the end. And then press that ribbon on there. I'm going to do the same for the other side. And then Now that I've got my two separate kind of bow strands, I'm going to put a glue dot in the centre to join those both together. Now I've never made this before, so I don't know if this is actually going to turn out how I am imagining. Now that they're stuck together, I'm going to get another little piece of ribbon to kind of wrap over the middle. So you only want a small piece of this. And then I'm just going to put a glue dot in the centre of the two bows that I joined together, or two ribbons that I joined together I should say, and just stick this over and press it down, and then you want enough to be able to wrap round. I'm just going to put a glue dot on the back of the two bows and then fold that little piece of ribbon that we've just cut off and stick it down on that back piece. And then do the same. I'm going to bring that top piece, the bottom piece, sorry, and bring that round and stick that as well. We want some little strands to come down, so I'm just going to see how big I want my little strands to come down, and then I'm just going to cut that, have the other side and cut that the same length. Just going to cut a little angle on it, and then where you've got the back, where all the glue gun dots are, I'm just going to stick those two little ribbons. And then what I will do is just add some short pieces as well. Now it's not perfect, you can just use a chunkier ribbon or a pre-bought ribbon, but I just thought I'd give it a go anyway. So now that I've got my little ribbon, I'm going to place that at the top of the wreath as well. Right guys, I have now stuck that on. I added a little bit of one of my smaller orange pieces as well to the middle of the ribbon. And there you have it, your really easy and budget friendly autumnal wreath. Well guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I am really impressed with how this has turned out. To say it's been made just from some cardboard and orange slices and then a bit of ribbon and false sleeves that you can pick up at the craft store or on Amazon. Like I said, I will link those bits down below for you. But this was so affordable and fun to do, and I know that in like shops like The Range and places like that, this will cost quite a lot of money, and we've been able to do it in barely any time at all. So I hope you've enjoyed this video, and if you have, please make sure to give it the thumbs up, and while you're down there, please also subscribe so you don't miss any more crafting videos like this. There's loads to come over the winter period. And while you're also down there, and if you've made it to this part of the video, comment down below a little orange emoji, because obviously that's what I've been using in today's video, and I'll see you at the next one. Thanks guys, bye!